Let's talk about a time where you had you suffered maybe a lack of confidence, you had doubt, and in how you pushed through all that.
It's a weird one because I can honestly sit here and say I don't doubt myself. I make decisions, I make considered decisions, and even if I make a gut decision and it doesn't quite turn out how I thought, I'm more than capable of saying, do you know what? I did, that's the outcome. Let's go again. Let's try that again. And it's that case of, you said earlier about waking up, wake up the next day and go again. And when you realize that, yeah, we're going to have bad days, we're going to have emotional days, things aren't going to work out quite how we expected, go to bed, wake up the next day, start afresh, and you go get them again. And I really maintain that emotion is emotion and it's there for a very short time. And I embrace it, allow it, and then move on. It could be quite cold for some people, but I'm like, no.
I think they can. And that's a whole, you and I talked about doing some other side conversations, right? But the whole idea of how to be present.
Yeah.
Two things come to mind for me. One is I subjectively every day measure how present was I, and I define that by the following, which is at the end of the day that I spend 5% of my time thinking about the past, and then moving on. And the way that I put a governor on that is I think about what happened. I identify a problem or a mistake or whatever, lack of self-confidence. I go right to the place where my inside voice says, you stink, right? And right there I stop and go, that's enough. I'll go back to what did I learn and move forward. And then I spend 15% of my day or 10% of my day daydreaming, right? But I really gauge it by saying, did I sincerely spend about 5% of my day, like I was able to do it and then move forward? If I could do that, then that mitigates self-doubt a big time. Because I think for a lot of people who think about how do I, from a mental health perspective, how do I condition my, what was that big word again?
Hippocampus.
Hippocampus.
Yeah.
How do I condition my hippocampus, which is probably the same area of the brain, to be like, yo, you can go over this far, and now we need to stop and then take all that and move forward.
Absolutely.
I think it's a similar thing. So that said, you're telling me you were born like that? Or how did you work on it? And I guess what I'm getting at is anybody in your life that was a mentor or a significant influence, either in that space or even just in your career?
I think when I was, something that has probably definitely has shaped the way I am is when I was 2, I had cancer. So just under 2, and I lost my eye. Yeah. And
Wait, you said you lost what?
My eye.
Really?
Yeah. So I've got a glass right eye. And I was a baby. So there was absolutely, I didn't know about it. No clue. No idea. My mum probably took the brunt of the emotion of dealing with that as a parent and a child that was a tumour on her eye, about to die, and literally removed the eye to save the life. So I suppose I've just always thought, Renee, you are really lucky to be alive. So do you know what? Sod it. Go for it. Do what you want. Be a lovely person. Be kind. But ultimately, sod it. And I've had that bit of grit and determination naturally instilled due to that issue that happened. And also being the oldest child of 3. Boy, you're born with a little bit of bossiness. Right. So it all like combines. And I think it's just given me that strength to say, do you know what? Let's do this.
Wow, isn't that amazing how I think at first glance at first thought I wouldn't think that 2 was old enough to make that kind of impact. And here you are going through that. First of all, you don't know any better.
Exactly.
Right. You don't have any real reference to say, wait a second, for the past 23 months, I've been seeing things one way and now another way, or I know it probably happened gradually there. So the good news is you don't have to feel sorry for yourself.
Nope.
You don't have to, like I said, doubt doesn't have to come in. You don't have to worry about how are people going to think of me. You just grew up knowing that was part of who you were. That was part of your
That's me.
identity.